What is up, guys? Kyle here, back with another video. Now, it's not that common anymore for me to get genuinely excited about a case when I'm working on a review of it, but that is precisely what has been happening over the last week while I have been reviewing the Barita Roll from XS-Foto, spelled with an F. This thing is freaking awesome. It's a roll, just like we've seen previous, and you know what I think about those, or if you don't, you should go check out those videos because I kind of gush for 10 minutes about how awesome rolls are for keeping all your GoPro stuff in, but this one has taken it to another level, and it's got some really nice features, which we'll talk about, well, how about right now? So, like most GoPro rolls, or rolls for almost anything, the idea is that it's able to unroll and be easily accessible and be well organized, and then you're able to quickly roll it up and have a nice compact package you can take with you. Now, you'll also notice that this one has this massive pole stuck through it, and that's because another cool thing I've learned last week while using this is that I can jam a pole through one of the little pockets inside, or even just throw it inside, and it can be stuck with all of my GoPro kit, so I don't have to worry about carrying a pole separately. Something which, if you were using a standard GoPro case, you wouldn't even be able to take with you or take with the case, because it's definitely no way the 57-inch GoPro pole is fitting into any GoPro case. So we'll go ahead here and open it up. Actually, we'll start on the outside. So on the front here, there's the Barita Roll logo, tells you what it is. There's some information about where it's made. There's this really high quality handle that's off something that you would see more akin to like scuba gear kind of handle-esque. And then on the back, there's a nice little luggage style cutout there with a little plastic window to keep a name card that you can stick in there. So I've got my name card stuck in there to let everyone know it's mine. And then there's a really big Velcro fastener, and then you can unroll the Barita Roll. There's two ways in which the Barita Roll separates itself from other camera rolls which we've looked at and which are out there. The first is its construction quality. This thing is built incredibly tough. You can just tell the canvas used is heavy duty. It's got a really robust feel. It does make it a little bit more bulky. It's a little bit heavier, but it does allow you to put kind of sharp objects inside it and then roll it up and not have those objects poke through. I do really like the way this one is put together. I also like the fact that important structures such as this Velcro top piece actually have a hard kind of or semi-rigid membrane behind them to make it even more stiff, and that does make doing it up easier. Then there's the zippered compartment pockets, and those are one of the best things about this case. They make putting away things like cables or small mounts and mounting hardware just easier than trying to tuck them into pockets, because we all love, well, at least I love rolls because they have individual pockets for all of your stuff, and it makes it easily accessible but tidy, and there's something just kind of, it's a pleasure in just being able to put things in their particular place and just knowing that they're going to stay there. But it does become time consuming, and it is hard sometimes to go back and do that when you're just trying to pack up and leave. So having nice mesh pockets where you can unzip and just dump stuff like handlebar mounts and buckle mounts and things like that is really nice. You also need to appreciate the quality of these zippered pockets. Each one of these zippered pockets is a YK zipper, so there's not going to be any problems with jamming. They're not cheap knockoff zippers. They're actually high quality zippers. Down here at the bottom, there's 3 Velcro pockets for cameras. So I've got a Hero in there. I've got a Hero 4 in there in a blackout housing, and another Hero 4 there. Then there's 2, or actually there's 4 large pockets here. These poles are covering up this one. This one's got extended batteries in it. That one's got extended batteries in it. There's a bunch of little pockets for some mounting screws there. I've got this pole jammed through one of these large loops here just to show that it fits. I've also got the 3-way in here. It was impressive that it fit. I'll pull that out. And then there's 2 more large pockets, and there's the first large zippered pocket. So this one is huge, And well, it's not actually that big. It's about 2 inches wide and the full length of the case. Then on the opposite side here, once I pull out this roll bar mount, there's another full length zippered pocket, which I've put a whole bunch of cables and chargers in. This pocket's cool. Well, it looks like it's one big pocket and you might worry about everything getting mixed up in it. It is seamed down the middle, so there's actually 2 individual pockets there. Then you come up here to the top, there's 2 more zippered pockets. These ones are great for small things, so I've got some protective lenses and some SD card holders in there. Then there's still more pockets here, and I've got protective lenses in them. Nothing in that one because I ran out of things to put in it. There's also pockets behind these zippered pockets for more stuff. There's 2 really large bungee enclosures up here. And then there's all that stuff we talked about down here. Oh, I've got GoPro remotes, so a huge amount of room to put stuff. Who is this case for? Right off the bat, it's probably going to be for me. I will probably be switching from my daily driver case of the Venture case to this. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. One thing I'm not a huge fan of, and it's just kind of an inherent problem with all roll cases, is things that are large and square don't tend to fit in them very well. Things like the suction cup mount, they don't really have a place in a case like this, so that's one thing that might keep me with the Venture case. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. It is a little bit larger than the Venture case. One thing I like about the square form factor case is that it fits in backpacks very well. This case is better in something like a duffel bag for long-term moving around. Roll cases have been very good for packing in suitcases, very good for packing in duffel bags. They don't waste much space. But if you want something that's going to feel really nice against your back and be good in a hiking pack, square cases with very minimal padding like the Venture case, the GoPro Venture case might be a better option. But if you're going to throw this into something like a dive bag or a gear bag, this is definitely something to think about. You guys do need to check out my GoPro case buyer's guide. I talk about all the different kinds of cases which are available and things to think about, pros and cons of each one of them. So make sure you check that out, and that'll really help you on your way to deciding whether or not a roll case is for you. But that brings us on to whether or not this is a good roll case. And I do think it is. It has some different advantages and disadvantages over other cases out there. The first one is the mesh pockets that are zippered are awesome, but they do take away internal pockets. So this case doesn't have nearly as many small pockets or small bungee loops for things. So as you can see, all I've got in this case is a couple of bolts. Now, many of the other roll cases we looked at had room for bolts and extension arms and cables and remotes and buckle mounts because the entire length of the case was a center bungee for things like that. So if you're the kind of person who really wants to be able to put everything into a bungee loop, you might be wanting to look at one of those instead of this. But personally, I do think that the big mesh pockets that are zippered are more useful and do allow me to more easily and quickly clean up. While we're talking about the bungee loops, there's pros and cons to those as well. These bungees are thicker than any other bungee we've seen in a roll case before, and that's great because they're strong and they're tough, but they're also lined with this backing, silicone backing grip material, which is designed to make things not slide. That to me has almost backfired, and I think without it, this case would almost be more usable. I have trouble getting anything which is tight in one of these loops out because of how grippy that silicone is. So for quick and easy removal of things like this pole or the three-way, I've actually had trouble getting them out just because of how grippy that material is, and it tends to hold things in place very, very well. So while the thick bungee is great because it holds well, it adds bulk, and the silicone on the back of it does make it hard to pull things out. Those are all minor complaints though, and overall I was incredibly impressed with this case, and I will probably, like I said, be switching this as a daily driver as long as I don't need to take a suction cup mount with me. Having said that, if you're only taking 2 cameras, you can sometimes get away with jamming a suction cup mount into one of these bottom pockets and rolling it up that way. So that's probably what I might do that. We'll see how things go. Guys, until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, you should make sure you follow over on Instagram for up-to-the-minute updates on things which are going on. If you want to get in touch with me, Twitter is the best place to do it. I am Kyle Martin Tech on both of those platforms. You can also check out the Facebook page. It's linked down in the video description. And most of all, guys, until next time, thank you very, very much for watching.